Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold once again. Today, what we're going to do real quick is talk about the fillet surface, fillet surface key or command rather, right here in our surface menu, of course. And we'll just talk about all the command line options and then other things that we can do. And we'll even talk about those pesky 3-point things, and actually there's a command made for that, but it's kind of difficult to use, and I'll show some other ways to work it out as well. But let's get going on this. So I already been playing around with it, so we're gonna go in here and I'll just grab the fillet command from here. Of course, you can always just grab it right there as well. And right here I have it set as radius is 1, extend yes. Extend doesn't really do anything when they're the same size. We'll get to that in a bit. So I think this is the default settings. Yeah, I think so. And then trim yes, and then blend type circular fillet, right? So basically all we have to do is select two surfaces and it puts a fillet out there for us in a 1 millimeter diameter area, right? It's sort of like a ball, right? And then it just kind of fillets it around. But let's go back. Okay, and we'll go ahead and click on that. And of course, you can set it any you want, of course, any distance. But it has to be within tolerance, so we'll talk about that as well as we move along. Extend yes. Like I said, that one really doesn't have anything to do with like edges that are the same. These are the exact same size width-wise. So it's not really going to mean anything for this. You could have it yes or no. It doesn't matter. Trim yes. So we'll take trim and we'll put no, right? And then we'll just go ahead and do that. And what it does is it doesn't trim for us. So basically we still have that original surface there. We still have the original surface there. And now we have the blend surface there. That's all what really trim does for us there. And then we'll right click again, bring it back, and we'll keep everything the same here. We'll go to the trim. This time we'll go to split. All right, a split's very easy. You just click your two surfaces, but now what it does is it splits everything. So this surface right here has been split by this. We still have that surface, and we have actually this surface has been split with this one. This surface has been split there, and that surface has been split with the top where they all connect, right? So basically you have, oh, my object's getting in the way. You have many different types of surfaces out there, right? So normally you'd probably want to just go ahead and trim yes, but sometimes maybe you want to keep those surfaces for some reason or another. I'm going to go back again. And let's see what else we got here. Trim yes. So split. We talked about yes, no, and split. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to yes, so it'll trim everything out for us. And then I'm just going to click off of this right now, and then I'm going to select these two. I'm going to hold down Alt and duplicate this so I can show you the next one here. And actually, I should probably bring this out a little bit so it's not so much in our way there. Oh, that's the original surface. So what I'm going to do is take this and duplicate it back, and then just get rid of this one here. All right, so we can just have these surfaces here. Well, actually I should probably separate them a little bit. There we go, just so you can see, and then we'll move them closer together. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this first one with what we've been using. We're going to keep it at a 1. We're going to extend yes. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. This one, a trim yes. And blend type, this is the curve that we've been using, or the blend type, right? Okay, so we have that out there. And now we're going to right click, bring it back. This time only thing we're going to change is the blend type, right? And we're going to make it a G2, which will be tangency, not which will be curvature, not tangency, right? And if I go to my right side here and take a look, the difference is this one's maybe a little bit sharper, right? And this one is a little bit more curved out and down, right? So they're just slightly different, but they will give you two different types of surfaces. So this one is curvature and this one is tangency, right? Okay, so that's kind of those commands there. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now we have a circular item out here. I'll go to my right side here real quick. And as you can see, it's up more than one, right? So if I was to go in here and try to do that tangency with it set at one, I'm not going to get anything because the ball is not reaching up to my surface there, right? So if I look at it, it's a little under a 2. So if I go ahead and select my tangency, from here and change that to say a 2. So now it will go up to this point here, 2 millimeters up, right? And then hit enter. And then I'll change this back to curvature, circular. So we can click on the outside here and click on the outside there, and it will automatically give us the tangency there with that surface, and it will also trim it out. So we have the circle in the center. It's all trimmed out for us, right? Now I'm going to go back again. I want to show you one more thing here about this. It's really pretty cool because you can make cups. You can make all kind of things with it. All right, I'm going to right click to bring that back. And this time I'm going to select myself. You can select it on the outside. Sorry. You can select it on the outside, but I'm going to select the inside of my circular here, right? On this one, right? So I'll select the outside and then the inside, and then it trims away everything and it keeps the inside of the item, right? So that's pretty cool, you know. And then you can just join all that together. They're just playing around here. Join all that together. Go to your surface offset, flip those directions. I have it set at 1. Boom. Now you have a cup. Do a blend. You know, hold down Shift, get rid of. Hold down Shift Control, get rid of. Hold down Shift Control, get rid of this surface, delete. Hold down Shift Control, get rid of this surface, delete. Go to your blend, right? Blend, and of course chain edges so you don't have to click them all. And then select that one, hit enter, enter, and then put a handle on it, and you've got a cup. Join it all together. You know, just draw out a curve that you want and put a profile on it, sweep it, and bullion it, and you've got a cup. Okay, so that's that one. All right, now we'll get into that edge command here, right? Okay, so I have these two. One surface is smaller than the other surface, right? So I'm going to go back in here, select that fillet, right? And I have it set at 2, so we probably need to check this, see how deep it is. We'll go to our front here. So it's 1, 2, about a 3 it looks like. So the 2 is not going to work, right? So if I go ahead and try to select this surface and that one, it's not going to do anything because the curvature is just not there. There's no way for the program to calculate that distance, right? So it'll give you a surface fill. So check your distances if you get that popping up for you. So we'll go ahead and we'll change it to a 3. And hit enter, and I'm going to keep it on everything else. Now extend, yes. Okay, you usually want to select your larger surface to your smaller surface. I'm not sure exactly why, because it works for me both directions, but they say pick your larger surface to your smaller, so that's what we're going to do. And then it will taper that into your other surface. So if you're doing surface modeling, this is one way to get that curvature, right? So I'm going to back out of that, and then I'm going to go ahead, right click, bring back the fillet surface. This time I'm going to trim no, and I'm going to select this one and then this one, and it'll just keep that same distance of your smaller surface going into your larger one. Even if I change it to selecting the other one, I have it no. I select my larger. Even if I select my smaller to it's the same thing. You're going to get the same thing with that set to no. So if you want that kind of swerved into that smaller item, you're going to have that extend on yes, and then it doesn't matter which way I pick it, but they say don't pick the smaller one first, but I get the same surface, so I don't know. So we'll just keep that one there. And again, what we're going to do is go to this next one here, and just to show again, I'll do extend yes, but this time we'll change it to the curvature G2, and then I'll select this one and then this one, and very, very slight difference, but you can kind of see if I go to my right view here, I think, very, very slight diffs, and this one kind of comes out a little bit and then goes up. This one's more of a, well, it's tangency G1, this is G2, right? Okay, so we got that. All right, now these other two are kind of, let's get rid of that. Interesting, right? We have a closed surface and we have an open surface. Say you were doing surface modeling, where you're drawing everything out individually and you need to blend everything and all that kind of stuff, fillet it all up, right? Well, with your solid, well, first let's just do the fillet command. Well, you can go to the fillet command and we have it set at 3. Let's change that back to 1, and remember, well, you don't need to remember it for right now, but it'll be important later. And we'll go trim yes and all that other fun stuff, right? And we'll take that back to the original, where the default circular fillet. We'll select this surface, and then I'll right click, bring it back, and we'll just go around and fillet all these edges. And now we come to this, right, which poses a lot of issues, right? So sometimes everything's still joined. These are separate. That everything else is joined together. So I mean, what you can do, it's probably not the best way to do it, but you can explode it, right? And then you can take this surface and the other surface there. So I'll hold down shift, select that other surface, and then split, well, not join. Take this surface, and then split. I don't know why I keep doing that. Oh, I know, because I changed my commands around. So this surface, and we want to split with these surfaces here, and then hit enter, right? And then you can kind of go around and get rid of those edges, but now you're in a situation where what are you going to do with these other surfaces here, right? Even if I take it and join it together, I still have issues, right? So if I bring back the Fillet Surface command and try to fillet these, we get all kind of messy stuff going on, right? So in this case, where you have a solid where you're wanting to blend, the easiest, let me get out of all this right here. Should have duped it, huh? Get out of all this, so we're back to one item. The best thing to do when you have a one solid surface is just use your solid fillet or blend. So you go to your fillet edge, select blend, and this one, if you preview yes, select the whole object, right? And then you hit enter. It just fillets everything all at one time. Very easy. Closed poly surface, right? So that's if you have a closed surface, that's probably the better way to go. But maybe these, I don't know, maybe these edges aren't exactly what you want or something, so, but that's really the best way to do the solids, right? Okay, now we're down to our last item. This one's kind of, I'm going to go ahead and center this just for to make it easy for me and to show you what we're going to do with this one, right? Okay, so we want to fillet these edges, right? So we'll go back, bring back, right click on our command line, go to our fillet, and we have it set at 1. Now this time it's important to remember what your radius is set at, right? And we'll just go ahead and we'll fillet all these edges right here. Right, so we have it in that, but now we have an issue here. I guess you could go and do a profile, just do a curve, go all the way down to your from objects, and then dupe edge, and then select all those edges if you wanted to. Hit enter, join those together. Select that curve and then go to your solids, go to cap, and it'll put a cap out there, so that you can play around with. But maybe that's not kind of what you're trying to go for, whatever. You want a little bit more symmetry, or you want this the same as all these curves around going around, right? So what you can do is you can go to your right. Let's see, we don't want the curve anymore, and our surfaces are out there divided, which is fine. So I'm going to go to my line command. I'm going to make sure my end snap's on, and I'll change that to yellow, and then snap it to that end. It doesn't matter how far you drag it down, you just want them to cross over, and you want to do each one individually instead of trying to mirror them. I tried mirroring earlier, and it kind of gave me off by a 0.1. So it's probably better just to go ahead and draw them. Now you can just go in here and grab a planar curve with your intersection on and snap. Well, we'll change it to green now, and snap it here and then over to here, right? So we have it solid right there. Now this is what is important. We have that fillet set at 1 here. So if we select that surface and we bring it out at 1, right? Now we should be able to go back to that fillet command, Fillet Surface, and select your larger surface first, your smaller, right? And you should be able to go through and select all these surfaces, right? And now you get those pesky 3 out there, right? I'm going to go ahead and take yellow here real quick, and I'll just delete it, all right? You get those pesky 3-point options. Believe it or not, hidden deep inside Rhino, there's a command actually for this, but it is kind of difficult to use. So first of all, I'm going to take these edges, and I'm going to change them to a different color just so I can see them better. It's a little difficult to use, but it's called sphere, sphere, sphere tangent to 3 surfaces. Believe it or not, there's a command in Rhino for this, okay? But it is a little difficult. We still want it set at our radius of our, whatever we did our fillet. But it is difficult to use. You have to go in there and pick the 3 points that are real close to the tangency of those. So there's 1, right? And then it has to be like right on 2, and then right on, maybe. Yeah, and there you go. There's the curve, and it is a beautiful little cap for that curve, right? But sometimes it work. You have to pick them. I mean, it is picky. That's probably why it's not in the main command. So if we take all that, and sometimes it joins it. See, like this one's not working, right? So if I take it to this side and this side, and join it, that one side's not working. That side's not working. This side's not working, but you have to, it is really picky command. You have to get in there and pick those points almost exactly. I'll try it one more time, and then I'll show you a real easy way. I don't know, let's pick none. Let's do it again. Well, I'll try. Yeah, see, it's just real picky to use, right? So usually 1, you get them 2, 3, and it's just a picky command. So it's hard to use, but I guess that if you practice it really for a while, you might get pretty good at it. I don't know, but to me, there's a better way. We can always go to our surface 2. Right, surface 2, select this rail, and then this one, and then go to our point, right, and snap it to that point. We get that. Actually, let me do this again real quick, but I don't want to. Let's see, let's get off end, let's get off intersection, let's keep, oh, we don't want point, we want intersection. Intersection. Right there, right? Usually the default is do not change cross sections, right? This is your default. So if you look at it, it's kind of, I don't know, bumped up and bowed out and everything. So let's go ahead and keep that one because I want to show you the difference uh, between the ways to do it to make it really a lot better. So you can see it's kind of, that's not, not for me, right? But there's another way we can get in here and fix this really nicely. So if you go to your old Surface 2, right, and you select those curves again, 1, 2, 3, profile, and then point right there, and this the command box pops up, right? And we still get that little nasty thing. But if you come down here to refit cross sections within 0.01 and then go ahead and click that one, you're able to use edge continuity, right? And we can switch that to tangency, or if you're doing curvature on that, you can switch it to curvature, which will change that up. And then you can hit OK. And now if you look at it, it is a nice, beautiful little cap on there, right? It's not all puffed out and poofy like that nasty thing there, right? It's just a nice curve, right? A lot of people might say, well, why don't you use patch? Well, patch takes the averages, right? And usually patches for more than 3 curves, like 5, and then hit preview and give it some time. It doesn't adhere to our lines, right? It's kind of sticking off over there. It's kind of sticking off over here. So patch, to me, for something like this is probably not the best way to do it. That, old sweep to command, but you do have to change the, let's go ahead and cancel this, abort that. That's old sweep to command, but you do have to change the settings on it, So we'll do this last one here and we'll call it a day. Well, not that one. Okay. Bring it back. This one here, this one here, this one, and then we want to go to point and then select that point, and the box will pop up, change to refit cross section to 0.01. This will be available to you, the edge continuity, change it to tangency or curvature depending on how you laid out those fillets, and then just hit OK, and it's a much nicer curve, right? So hopefully this video helps, and if it does, please hit likes, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the content. Thanks for watching.